What if I told you that the amount of money you think you need to quit your job forever is probably a lie? Because here's the brutal truth. Most people will spend 40 years working just to retire broke. And the craziest part? They don't even realize it until it's too late. But what if I told you that there's a way out, and it has nothing to do with winning the lottery, being born rich, or having a six-figure salary? Let me show you what it really takes to stop working forever. Imagine this. You wake up tomorrow and realize you never have to work again. Not next week, not next year, not even when you're 65. Just done. No alarm clock, no meetings, no boss, no begging for a day off just to attend your kid's school play. Sounds like a fantasy, right? But it's not. There are people doing this right now, and some of them never even made more than $50,000 a year. So the real question is, how do you actually reach the point where you can stop working forever? And more importantly, why don't schools, jobs, or even your financial advisor tell you this? Let's start with something no one likes to admit. Working your entire life is not the plan, it's the trap. See, when you're young, you're told, go to school, get a job, work hard, retire at 65. But here's the problem. That system was designed in 1935. Back then, people only lived to be 61. So the whole retire at 65 thing, it was never meant for you to actually enjoy retirement. It was designed so you never make it. And that's just the first lie. The second lie, that you need millions to retire, wrong. You don't need a yacht. You don't need a mansion. You just need freedom. And that number, your freedom number, is way lower than you think. Let's break it down. The average American household spends around $4,000 a month. That's $48,000 a year. Now here's where it gets interesting. If you can build a portfolio or passive income stream that generates $4,000 a month consistently, you're done. That's it. No more work. No more stress. No more living paycheck to paycheck. But here's where most people mess up. They wait until it's too late. They think they'll start saving at 40 or investing at 50. But they forget one thing. Compound interest doesn't care how smart you are. It only cares how early you start. Here's a story that'll blow your mind. Two friends, Sarah and Mark. Sarah starts investing $500 a month at age 25. She stops at 35. Just 10 years. Mark waits. He starts at 35 and keeps going until he's 65. That's 30 years. Guess who ends up with more money? Sarah. Why? Because the time she gave her money to grow outweighed how much she put in. She invested $60,000. Mark invested $180,000. Yet Sarah retires richer. That's the power of starting early. And that's secret number one to quitting forever. Start investing before you think you're ready. But what if you're not 25 anymore? What if you're 40 or 50 and feel like it's too late? Here's the twist. It's not, because there's another path most people ignore, and it doesn't involve the stock market at all. It's called cash flow investing. This is where your money works like an employee, bring in income month after month. Rental properties, dividend stocks, online businesses, digital products, royalties. Once you build enough cash flow to cover your expenses, you're free. Here's an example. John owns 3 small rental properties. They're not in Beverly Hills. They're not luxurious. But they each bring in $1,200 a month in profit. That's $3,600 a month, almost enough to replace his income. John quit his 9-to-5 at 42. Now he spends his mornings hiking. He travels during off-season. He works when he wants to, not because he has to. The best part? You can do this without a trust fund or a finance degree, but most people never will. Because of one reason: lifestyle inflation. The moment they get a raise, they upgrade their car. They get a bonus, boom, new phone, new clothes, expensive dinners. It's a trap, a quiet one, and it keeps you chained to your paycheck forever. So here's a hard truth. If you want to stop working forever, you have to do something most people won't. Live like you're broke, even when you're not. That doesn't mean being cheap. It means being intentional. Because every dollar you don't spend on stuff you don't need is a soldier fighting for your freedom. Now here's the craziest part. You don't even have to quit forever to feel free. Sometimes, all it takes is hitting partial freedom. That's when your investments or side hustles cover just half your bills. Suddenly you can go part-time. Suddenly work becomes optional. Suddenly you start living on your terms. And that's the ultimate goal, right? Not yachts, not them. Just freedom. To wake up when you want. To be with your family. To do meaningful work or no work at all. So, what does it take to stop working forever? Not millions, not luck, just a plan. A few sacrifices. And starting sooner than feels comfortable. If you're still watching this, you already have one thing most people don't. Awareness. Now all you need is action. If this opened your eyes even just a little, then you're gonna love what I'm dropping in the next video. Because if you thought quitting your job forever was wild, wait until you see how people are retiring in their 30s, on purpose. And they're doing it without ever winning the lottery. Don't miss it.